Well, guys, a major gun control bill is making real progress right now here in Olympia. Unfortunately, guys, talking about Senate Bill 5444. It's a ban on guns in all kinds of additional sensitive places here in Washington State. If you're pressed for time, guys, whatever else you do, hit the link below and make your voice heard against SB 5444. Alex, I'm going to ask you in a minute kind of where we are in the actual committee process on this bill, but as I think we all know, this is coming out of the sensitive places concept that was kind of redefined in the Bruen decision from the Supreme Court 2 years ago. You know, Bruen said that the government cannot restrict firearms in all these different areas. This is a New York State case, but they did say, again, that in certain sensitive places like jails or federal courthouses or airports beyond the TSA security zone, those places could be restricted because it kind of just makes sense to a certain degree. What the left has done now, Kathy Hochul in New York, Jay Inslee here in Washington State, everybody in between, is they pretty much said, well, hell, the whole state is a sensitive place. And so they are now working to go way beyond the areas that were off limits to gun owners previously. And the new version that we're seeing right now, it bans guns in zoos, it bans guns in aquariums, it bans guns in transit stations, it bans guns in parks or places where kids are likely to be present. It is a massive expansion of gun control, and they're trying to say that we're in compliance here with the Bruen decision. It's complete BS. Alex, where are we right now in the committee process on this?
So the radical left entered obviously in the Senate first, and it was right away assigned to Law and Justice. And almost in record time, Law and Justice Committee passed that baby out and shoved it right over to Ways and Means. Now, Ways and Means had it. There was some back and forth. They had to have an executive meeting on it, and they finally wrapped that up where they decided just how much of our rights they're going to trample over, and now it's been passed off to the Rules Committee. This is the last stop before it lands on the Senate floor for a full freaking vote. And then it's on
I think right now in that committee process, Alex, if I'm wrong, you tell me, but in committee, they took one of the pieces off the bill, the parks, the section that bans guns in parks, that seems to have been removed from the bill. The underlying ban on transits, on libraries, zoos, aquariums, all these things are off limits.
Still an expansion on deadly gun-free zones.
Major expansion.
They took off a few of them because they felt like it'd be very quick for the court to throw this out, and so they whittled that back a little. But there is still a giant expansion of these deadly gun-free zones where we all know, history tells us, tyrants love gun-free people and gun-free zones, and the criminals just look at them with salivating because they know that they can perpetrate their crime with no one to stop them. So yes, this bill came out of that committee with an expansion of this, and now rules are just going to pass it off to the Senate floor if we don't get in there and get loud and nasty.
Yeah, I guess if there's any good news in any of this, is they have taken that one section off. That's not by any means a victory, but my point is that they are worried about how far they can go with this. And so if they are inundated with calls and emails from gun owners, we may be able to shut this entire thing down yet this session. We'll see. Your voices are being heard, guys, on other areas. We have some good delays on the civil liability insurance requirement in Washington State. We have other bills that are being delayed at the moment. Of course, nothing is over until session is totally over. That's a long ways away. But the point is, it is an election year. They are a little bit concerned as to how far they can go in a post-Bruen world on this right now. They're following what happened in New York. And in New York, where the Bruen decision came from, after that decision, then their governor passed a massive expansion. She literally called the entire state a gun-free zone, and she literally banned concealed carry in all commercial businesses unless they had a sign that said guns welcome here. That's what Inslee is now doing here in Washington State. Not quite as far, but either way, it violates Bruen. They know it. We all know it. And so could we deal with that in court down the road? Yes, maybe. That takes time, as everybody in Washington State knows. It takes a lot of money. Far better to kill it right now here in committee. So guys, use the link below, use the link above. Fire off your email, sign your petition, make your voice heard, so your politicians here in Olympia know that they're already going to pay a price for their vote last year on banning the sale of AR-15s and similar rifles. This is one more way to incentivize the gun vote to turn out in mass in November and hold them accountable. Guys, make that message loud and clear. Take action. Share the video. If you can donate $10, please do so. We'll keep you guys informed. As always, stay free.